Well, hey, it's me, Angie. Come on in here, neighbor. I'm in a different location. I'm under the carport at my house. So when you drive up, I'm right there. You don't have to worry about missing me or anything. And guess what? I'm sitting here charging. My life is about charging. I either have to charge my wheelchair, charge my phone. I even have to make sure that the battery on my pacemaker is being charged. I mean, whoever invented the battery, I just thank them every day because I would not be able to function today without the use of a battery and electricity. And probably I could think of other things that I have to have a battery for me to live a comfortable life now that I am in the situation that I'm in, being in a wheelchair, having a pacemaker, and wanting a video for you all to let you know to come on over, visit with me, find out what's going on in the neighborhood because I try to keep up with it and know what the inside story is, but I don't always get to do that. Lord, look at this hair. Okay, so let's get that fixed. But anyway, the wind's blowing, the sun's out, the husband's out in the garden, and I'm going to film some of that here in a little bit. But I just wanted to do a little short video about what's been going on for the last couple of days. And, we have to have our little chat about life. We got to solve the world's problems. You all know that. Okay, so Thursday night, James took me out. We had a little date. It was so much fun. I hadn't got to get out in a long time. I say that, but I mean as far as the seasons go, I've been getting out quite a bit here lately with the weather being nice. Then Friday, we kind of was around the house hanging out. Then Saturday, which was yesterday, I was going to do a video on all the mail that I have received. Okay, come in a little closer. I think I'm addicted to auctions because I have got a lot of purchases from different auctions. And guess what happened yesterday? There were 3 or 4 auctions going on, and I didn't get to tape. A video. I said, oh my goodness, I've got to do it today. But also, Scrap with Matt went live. It had a live dive. Make sure you go over there and check it out. It was so much fun. I mod for his channel, and he found a lot of good things. It's Scrap with Matt. Go check him out. So all the auctions were going on. I had to mod for Scrap with Matt. Then my husband was frying fish. He went fishing yesterday morning, and we had fried fish for supper last night. And by the time all that happened, I was so exhausted. I did not have the energy to film anything. So I thought, well, I'll just get out today. It's supposed to be pretty, and film a video and film some of my husband working in the garden. But first, I've got to charge. Got to charge my battery on my wheelchair. So I'm stationary for right now. But anyway, come on in here. Everybody's driving up. Thank you for coming. Sit around. I hope you brought your chair to sit around under the carport and so we can chit chat. But today we're going to talk about just be yourself. If people like you, they like you. And if they don't, it wasn't meant to be. Because we've already talked about everybody can't like everybody. What a boring world that would be. Gotta check this lipstick right here. So I would just say, whoever you are, be that. On the way to our destination the other night, James and I got to talking about educated people and people that didn't have an opportunity to get an education. Well, I was talking to him, and he already knew this, but my stepfather never had an opportunity to go to school. And he didn't graduate from high school, and he couldn't read or write. And he worked a job offshore for 30 years. But he was really, really intelligent. He knew numbers. He knew, the only thing he couldn't do was read and write, which is a sad thing to me today. I didn't really realize how sad it was when I was growing up for him, but right now I look back and think not to be able to read a stop sign, just a destination that you wanted to go, or just sit down and read the newspaper or a book, had to be so, so sad. And he let that hold him back, and he felt inferior to people, and people made him feel inferior. But I would tell you today, no matter what your education is, you matter. Because I know some people that have a college degree and are doing nothing with their life. So, what difference is it that they go and get this 4-year college degree that they're still having to pay for but not utilize it? And then there's some people that only go to the 7th, 8th, 9th grade, and they make money every day and have a job and have managing positions. And I was watching this one show, 2020, and they had this man on there that wanted to reveal a secret that he had had all his life. And he was the CEO of his own company. And the secret that he wanted to reveal to the world was he couldn't read or write, but he was a millionaire. He always felt ashamed of it, but he was a millionaire. He took what he had and made something out of it. He turned it around into a positive. His wife always would do his books and his things that went on if he got interviewed by someone, to let him know how he was coming along in his company. All of his meetings that he had at his company, his wife was always there. They never put it together that she was helping him because he couldn't read or write. But I'm here to tell you, it doesn't matter how far you've come as far as education, because you can accomplish anything that you want to. One thing, if you don't know how to read or write, you can always learn. It's real easy. Go try to do that. You'll be happy you did. But I never look down on people that I think that some people think are not up to par. I accept them where they are, and I meet them where they are. And there's no sadness, or should be no intimidation or feel inferior because maybe you can't read or write, or you have a learning disability like dyslexia, or some reason autism, different things like that. You shouldn't feel inferior. But people that are insecure, they try to make people like that feel inferior, like they don't belong. But that's not true. Everybody belongs in this world to accomplish what they want to accomplish. And it's okay if you don't have these big, huge, high-priced jobs. James and I were always the blue-collar workers, as you would say, but we wanted better for our children. And of course, they graduated college, and my son's a physical therapist, and my daughter she got a business degree. And I don't brag when I say that. I just want you to know that as a parent, I wanted my children to accomplish more than what James and I accomplished. Not that we were ashamed of the jobs that we had. I've spoke before about working in a bank and working in a library and being a branch manager. And James, he works in a plant that they make plastic pellets. They don't make a finished product. They make a plastic pellet where you can turn it into like Coke bottles, anything plastic. And the first 10 years of our marriage, he worked in a chemical plant. So it's nothing wrong with having working at whatever job you're working, as long as you put 100% into it. I mean, just think about it. If we didn't have the person that come around and picked our garbage up every week, what would our yard look like? I mean, I'm so thankful for those jobs. And the people that chose to do dozer work, gravel work, people that build houses, all those trade jobs. We need every one of them. Everybody can't be a doctor, a nurse, a lawyer. And goodness sakes, I definitely could not be either of those. I'd faint at the sight of blood. As far as the lawyer thing, I don't think I'd want to do that because, I don't know. that would be a difficult thing to be on the part where you were defending somebody that you knew they were guilty. Now, not all lawyers do that. Some do divorce, some do, cases where injury, people get hurt. And I'm not down in lawyers because there are some good ones out there, and I really appreciate it. Because James and I have had to use them in the past as far as selling land or doing things like that. So we need lawyers. Thumbs up to lawyers. Thumbs up to doctors. But thumbs up to people that pick your garbage up, to take care of the elderly in a nursing home. Not everyone can do that. Waitress. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine standing on your feet all day and going up to a table and somebody's in a bad mood and you're having to say, "Can I take your order, please?" And you're smiling and they just want to, everything's wrong, nothing's right. Um, every job is important. But you have these some people that look down on other people's job because it doesn't meet the standard of what they're doing, whatever that is. But I look at all jobs and think they're important. I never look down on somebody for whatever job they have. I mean, even as far as the people that do janitorial work, can you imagine if we didn't have the people that would do that? I mean, what would this world look like? I mean, you have to appreciate every job that someone does, and I do. With that being said, don't ever be ashamed of where you are in life. You can always go back and get more education. Just because you don't have as much education as somebody doesn't mean that that person that does have more education is better than you or superior to you. Because a lot of times life educates you. Because I know, even though I have, you can have a lot of book sense, but common sense goes a long way. And I love having common sense. And also, as the longer I live, you also find out life lessons as far as different things you go through, hardships, good times. You learn something from everything. So you do get wiser as you get older. Well, you're supposed to anyway. At least I have. I hope you have. But please, my message today is don't feel inferior as far as where you are in your life right now. Be proud of it if you have taken the incentive to cause yourself to grow. That's what it's all about. We're all not on the same level as far as growing. We all started a different place. I started at one place. I had this opportunity. You started at another place. But as long as you keep growing and you become something and you keep moving and you are enjoying your life and you're happy with it, who cares what everybody else thinks? I definitely don't. I don't care what people think about what education I have, what I look like. I know sometimes I say to you all, "Oh, I don't really like gaining all this weight." But it's because of me. It's not because of what I think people think. It's because of how I feel about gaining that weight. Or about what education I have. Everybody doesn't have the same opportunities as somebody else. But then you have this certain class of people that's going to always look down on someone else. Don't do that. Don't do that. We all are important. We all matter. You matter. So my message to you today is, hold your head up high, no matter where you came from. Because I have to tell you that my husband come from meager means. He was not his family, he didn't have much growing up. He was brought up on a dairy farm. His dad was a welder, but they didn't have a lot when he was growing up. And he's accomplished a lot with himself because he was determined that he was going to have more than what he had when he was growing up. But that doesn't make him any better than anybody. He just had a goal, and he wanted to meet that goal. And he always wanted to give. And that's the best thing that you could ever do. The best feeling you can ever have is to give. Give something to somebody. share your knowledge if you're asked. I mean, don't do it in a bragging way like you know everything. Who wants to be around a know-it-all? I don't. But if you ask somebody for advice and they honestly give it to you, weigh it out. Decide if you want to take that or not. But I'm here to tell you, no matter where you are in your life, you're important. No matter what education you have gotten, you're important. Don't let anybody think that you're not. Make you think that you're not. Because you were put here for a reason. You're going to change somebody's life. We all have the ability to influence someone in a positive way. We never want to do it in a negative way. But with that saying, neighbor, I'm so glad you came over today. I want you to come see me again because in a few minutes I'm going to be filming the garden where James is going to be working. I'm going to have that video out. I'm going to do a mail opening video pretty soon. But I just had to have you come over this morning on this beautiful Sunday morning and share some things with you. And you share some things with me. And in the comment, put in there what you do. What you've done in your life as far as work. Be proud of it. Don't be ashamed of the jobs that you've had. Don't be ashamed of the education that you have if you're not a college graduate. I mean, what's the big deal about being a college graduate if you don't ever use the degree? I mean, if it's hanging on the wall and you don't even have a job, I mean, what does that say? Then you got these people that have only go up to a certain grade and they work every day of their life. Work hard. So don't ever look down on somebody for what you think their education might be. With that being said, neighbor, like, share, comment. I know you will because you always do. And share me out. Let everybody know that they could come over and visit with me and have our little talks. And until next time, neighbor, bye.